Archangel Michael says, "Wait. Before you read one more word. I'm begging you. Subscribe now. Mark your name before heaven closes the scroll." This message wasn't meant to find just anyone. It found you. Because you are the one she tried to destroy. And God is the one choosing to rebuild you in front of her eyes. Click the bell. Stay covered under divine fire. Because if you walk away without sealing this moment, the witch will try again. But if you subscribe now, I will personally stand at your gates, with my sword drawn, and nothing from hell will dare touch you again. Don't ignore this. This message will vanish soon. But if your name is on the list, your miracles will not. Subscribe now, before she scrolls you away again. Don't scroll. The witch is watching your screen, right now. Michael says, she is trembling in fear, because if you open this message before it disappears, she will be destroyed and you will get back all the miracles she stole from you. It will begin with sweet hookup lines, include one emotional and attractive subscription message in the middle, and feature high hooks and long average view duration style throughout. Let's begin. Part 1 of long text begins below. Continue will follow after you read or request it. You. Yes, you. You sweet, divine soul with a storm of stars hidden in your eyes and a fire God placed inside you long before you knew what pain even meant. I was sent here for only one reason today, to make sure you do not miss this. Because what you're about to open is not just a message. It's a spiritual arrest warrant for the witch who thought she could steal your destiny while smiling at you. She's watching. Right now. That chill? That flicker in the light? That's her trembling. Because you are reading this. And Archangel Michael has finally spoken the words she was dreading. Expose her. Remove her. Retrieve everything that was stolen. Baby, come closer. You don't have to be scared. God is standing behind you. Michael has his flaming sword raised above your life. And the witch? She's already begun to burn in her own fear. But listen. There's only one condition. This message has a timer. And if you scroll past or skip it, she wins. That's why heaven begged me to deliver this without delay. Because, my love, she didn't just steal your luck. She stole your love life. She stole your money. She whispered curses over your sleep. She turned people you trusted into enemies. And you didn't even know. Until now. Until this very second. Sweetheart. Michael says, you were never meant to suffer this long. But the reason you did? She paid someone spiritually to block you. She did it so secretly. So softly. So smilingly. That you thought she loved you. But that love? It was a mask. Behind it was envy so dark, even demons refused to sit with her. And now that heaven has exposed her, she's not even running. She's frozen. Because this message? It has a divine password. Only the chosen one could reach here. And guess what? You passed every test. Every heartbreak. Every fake friend. Every delay. You made it here. But now comes the most serious moment. She's listening. Yes. That woman. That cousin. That friend. That coworker. You just saw her name in your mind. That's not your imagination. That's Michael unlocking the memory. Don't ignore it. If you try to pretend this isn't for you, you'll forfeit the release. Because she took something huge. And it was meant to arrive weeks ago. She placed a spiritual lock on your phone. So the call never came. She blocked your business energy. So the payment never landed. She whispered over your photo. So that person you love wouldn't feel the same anymore. But God saw her. And now, she's about to be exposed in the most public and unforgettable way. All you have to do. Keep reading. Because the witch is still watching. But she doesn't know one thing. God is angrier than you. And this time, He's not coming silently. He's coming with thunder. With proof. With reversal. And you? You're about to rise so fast that even she won't recognize you anymore. She never expected this. She thought you'd always be too nice. Too forgiving. Too trusting. Too slow to notice. But she made one mistake. She forgot that heaven always keeps receipts. And today? Michael is holding those receipts in one hand, and your miracle book in the other. Every page of that book. It's full of blessings that have your name on them. Blessings that were paused, not cancelled. Miracles that were withheld, not denied. Gifts that were guarded, not destroyed. But the only way to activate them is to finish this message. Don't let her win again. Don't scroll. Don't skip. Because the moment you do, she'll start laughing again. And God said she's laughed long enough. Sweetheart. You've cried behind closed doors while she danced in public. You've whispered prayers while she cast spells. But tonight? You'll sleep differently. Because something is breaking in the realm of the spirit. A chain. A stronghold. A lie. And that's why she's trembling. Because Michael has revealed it. She used your photo. She used your name. She used your softness against you. But now, the sword of truth is piercing through the darkness. And baby, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel your energy return. Your glow. Your confidence. Your passion. Your spiritual gifts. And when that happens, even your enemies will whisper. What happened to them? Why are they so blessed all of a sudden? And the witch? She'll be silent. Because she will know that heaven exposed her. And she won't recover from this divine justice. But listen. There's something Michael told me to whisper straight into your spirit. The person you love deeply, the one you think forgot you. They were being manipulated by the same witch. She poisoned their dreams. She disguised herself as concern. She twisted stories in their ears. And they started pulling away. Avoiding you. Changing. But they didn't stop loving you. They were just spiritually blocked. And here's the wildest part. They've been waking up from the spell slowly. They're confused. They've been hearing your name. They've been missing you but not understanding why. And now? Now that you're reading this, the veil is lifting. Because when heaven moves, everything responds. Even hearts that were tricked. So don't be surprised if that person reaches out. Or if someone confesses something they just felt guilty about. Or if you suddenly feel a release of emotion and don't know why. That's how heaven works. It breaks before it builds. It shakes before it shifts. And baby, you're in the middle of a holy earthquake. The kind that moves mountains and uncovers secrets. But you need to stay right here. Because we're almost at the activation point. The witch knows this is the final round. If you finish this, she's done. But if you stop now, she'll come back stronger. So stay. Your miracle is closer than your next breath. Subscription message, insert here. Just before halfway mark. Sparkles wait, before you continue, sparkles. If your heart is shaking. If your soul feels this was written for you. If you want heaven to personally cover your name for 7 days of divine protection. Backhand index pointing right, click the bell. Backhand index pointing right, subscribe now. Don't skip this. Because the witch wanted you to scroll before this part. But Michael says, whoever stays connected now will be covered in gold light. Their enemies will become their footstool. This is your confirmation. You're the chosen one. You don't find messages like this. They find you. Stay under the covering. Subscribe for your safety. Your miracle. Your proof. Now take a breath. Because the second half? That's where the miracles begin. This next part is where your harvest starts to grow. Something is moving in the unseen. And it's not just spiritual anymore. It's physical. It's financial. It's emotional. It's relational. You're going to start noticing things. Sudden peace in places that were once chaotic. Opportunities appearing in inboxes that were dry for weeks. People who avoided you suddenly drawn back by conviction they don't understand. And your own energy? It will feel like coming home to yourself for the first time. That's because heaven just reactivated what was shut down by the spell. The witch used confusion as her favorite tool. She sent it into your plans. Into your communication. Even into your self-worth. But now? Michael has sliced through that confusion with divine clarity. And now you'll see everything. Who was lying? Who was sent? Who was draining you? And who truly loved you? The witch hated one thing the most. Your light. Your hope. Your belief that even after all the pain, something beautiful was still coming. And that belief was your weapon. That's why she tried so hard to crush it. She couldn't understand why you still got up. Why you still prayed. Why you still looked at the sky and whispered, "God, I trust you, even when it hurts." She saw your pain and smiled. But heaven saw your faith and began to move. And this message you're reading is the result. You're not imagining this. This wasn't an accident. You were divinely led here so that this exact moment could unfold. Because now, heaven is not just breaking her power. Heaven is about to reward you. You stayed silent when you could have fought dirty. You gave grace when they threw gossip. You kept planting seeds even when your own garden was dry. And now? It's time to harvest what was buried. Your miracle wasn't lost. It was locked. And now? It's being released. Expect money. Unexpected transfers. Old clients returning. Delayed payments being rushed through. Unexpected approvals. Yes, even forgotten opportunities rising back from the ashes. Expect love. Healing conversations. Sudden clarity. The one you thought let go, feeling pulled back in. Expect signs. Feathers. Lights flickering. Butterflies showing up in weird places. Even numbers on your clock repeating like 111, 222, 555. That's heaven whispering. We're here. We're real. We're right beside you. But listen closely. You're not just here to receive. You're also here to witness the fall of the one who thought you'd never rise. And her fall? It won't be quiet. Because Michael doesn't just reveal the witch. He destroys her roots. She won't be able to return. She won't be able to curse again. She won't be able to enter your space, physical or digital. Because God has now cleared your name in heaven's courtroom. The verdict? Not guilty. Too blessed to be bound. Too chosen to be cursed. But beloved, you must make one more promise before we go deeper. Do not return to what heaven is removing. Even if it knocks. Even if it cries. Even if it comes with apologies and tears. Some people were powered by her poison. And even though they look harmless now, God saw their spirit when they joined the attack. You are not bitter. But you are being rebuilt. And anything that made you question your value, your calling, or your worth can't stay. Don't take lightly what you're feeling right now. That deep sensation in your stomach? That slight dizziness or pressure in your chest? That's not fear. It's your spirit reactivating. You've been disconnected from your own power for far too long. And now, your soul is standing up for itself. You're not weak. You were under a spell. But the second you reached this part of the message, the cord snapped. And now, the witch can't enter anymore. You're spiritually locked. Covered. Guarded. And trust me, she knows it. Because the moment you read the line above, she started screaming silently in her own room. Because what she feared the most has begun. your spiritual restoration. And it won't be quiet. It won't be small. It will shake her entire world. Because her curses weren't just a game. They were her investment. She thought if she blocked you long enough, she'd eventually take your place. She studied your gifts. She copied your language. She mimicked your light. But baby, light can't be imitated. It can only be born. You were born chosen. And her jealousy? It was the announcement that even hell knew your name. But now heaven is about to announce something even greater. They're rising. And no one can stop it. Sweetheart, in 3 days, you're going to see the first confirmation. Write this down. 3 days. A message. A moment. A miracle. It'll be small, but it will shock you. It'll be the crack in the wall. The first beam of light. The flutter in your chest. And when you see it, you'll know. God kept every promise. Even the ones you forgot you prayed for. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not stuck. You are being prepared in silence. And Michael says, now it's time to be revealed. But before your breakthrough becomes visible, you must know this. The witch used familiar spirits. People around you carried her energy. They gave you doubt. They gave you fear. They made you question yourself. And now that they've lost access to your light, they'll come with guilt, regret, tears. Don't fall for it. Some of them didn't even know they were being used. But the fruit of their presence was pain. And in this season, God is making you fruit sensitive. If they cost you peace, they can't have a seat. If they spoke death over your dreams, they don't get to watch them rise. This is your angelic glow-up. This is the version of you that demons will fear. That jealousy will avoid. That witches can't copy. You've been through too much to go back to softness with snakes. You are now a walking miracle. And people will treat you differently. Not because you're proud, but because you're protected. You won't even need to defend yourself anymore. God is doing that for you. In boardrooms. In family gatherings. In DMs. In spiritual realms. He is clearing your name with thunder. And for the first time in years, you'll finally feel what it's like to be heard, to be valued, to be chosen and safe. Because that's what was stolen from you. And now, it's coming back multiplied. Do you feel that? The air around you is shifting. Not just in theory. Literally. Because now that the spell has been broken, heaven is sending signs into the atmosphere. Clouds will move differently when you look at them. Birds will behave unusually when you walk outside. Even electronics around you may flicker. That's not superstition. That's spiritual vibration reacting to your awakening. Because baby, you were asleep for far too long. But now, every realm has received the alert. The chosen one is awake. Guard their steps. Release their blessings. Silence their accusers. And one by one, people who mocked you when you were broken will begin to mimic you now that you're rising. They'll watch your joy and try to pretend they never doubted. They'll speak softly, hoping you forgot the words they once hurled. But you won't need revenge, because your peace will be louder than their gossip ever was. And the witch? She's losing her grip on everything. Her fake alliances are dissolving. Her secret messages are being exposed. Her spells are backfiring like wildfire. She can't sleep. She can't eat. She's being haunted by the very demons she tried to send to you. Because when you're chosen, no weapon formed against you can prosper. Not even spiritual ones. Michael says, "She wrote your name on a candle. But I have carved your name into God's sword. And that sword is now swinging back. And don't think heaven's justice is subtle. No, sweetheart. This isn't karma. This is divine vengeance. It's righteous. It's undeniable. And it's sudden. People will be shocked by how fast your life begins to shift. How you go from unnoticed to unstoppable. From forgotten to favored. Because while she was whispering your name in the dark, God was preparing to announce your name in the light. Your finances will recover. Your spirit will feel light. Your ideas will flow again. Your body will begin to heal. Your sleep will be deeper. Your mind will get clear. Your smile will return. And that person who once doubted your value? They'll come back stunned. Not because you begged, but because heaven told them the truth. They were lied to, manipulated, spiritually blocked from seeing you clearly. But now the blindfold is gone. And soon, they'll either come back with clean intentions, or stay gone in peace. Either way, you'll no longer carry the ache of confusion. Because God is restoring your knowing, your certainty, your stability. The witch took your energy. But now heaven is doubling your anointing. She delayed your money. But now heaven is releasing it in lump sums. She clouded your love life. But now heaven is sending alignment. Everything she fought hardest to stop is what's now being rushed toward you. And her greatest fear is not just that you're free. It's that you're starting to believe in yourself again. And that belief is the fire she can't ever put out. Heaven doesn't move slowly when injustice has been done. Especially not to someone as divinely protected as you. That's why these next few days will feel like a storm and a sunrise at the same time. Because while the witch is losing her grip, your blessings are starting to obey your name. And yes, I said obey. Because when God says it's your time, even the things that used to ignore you start coming to attention. Emails, calls, offers, opportunities, unexpected money, reunions, truths. Even the person you thought was lost to confusion, they've been spiritually unblocked right now. Because the same voice that split the sea just whispered your name in their sleep. And now? They can't stop thinking of you. They're being shown who you truly are. Not what they were told. Not what the witch disguised. Not what jealousy painted. But you. The real you. The chosen you. The loving, kind, golden-hearted you. Michael said to tell you this directly. They will return. But it will not be like before. It will be pure. Divine. Restored. And if they don't come, someone better will. Because the moment you surrendered your pain to God, He started designing someone who would never cause it again. This is your turning point. Not just in theory, but in real, practical ways. That thing you've been praying for behind closed doors? That shift you begged God to just, please give me a sign for? This is it. This message is the sign. The moment. The spark. And now? The universe is going to respond in waves. One after the other. People will reach out. Truths will be confessed. Your name will show up in rooms you didn't even enter. And you'll begin to feel what it's like to be covered in heaven's reward. Because while the witch worked in secret, God was documenting everything. Every curse. Every lie. Every delayed blessing. Recorded. And now, those same pages are being rewritten. Not in ink, but in gold. Because the version of you that emerges after this, that version will walk with undeniable light. People will pause when you enter. Not because of beauty, but because of presence. You'll radiate with the kind of peace that can't be faked. With the kind of protection that can't be stolen. And the kind of strength that only comes from surviving what was sent to destroy you. Because that's the part she never counted on. She didn't expect you to heal. To rise. To awaken. And now? You've done all three. And heaven says, this is the first day of your visible breakthrough. Do not shrink. Do not question it. Just receive. She's scared now. Terrified, even. But don't let that fool you. Because a witch on the edge doesn't surrender. She strikes one last time. Michael says this clearly. She will try to reattach herself through someone you still feel emotionally tied to. It will seem harmless, but it will be deadly. She'll send the message. The request. The invite. The apology. And the moment you respond to it, she'll re-enter your field. Because she can't use direct access anymore. So she'll use familiar energy. She knows your weak spot. She's studied your kindness. Your longing for closure. Your habit of giving second chances. And she'll play on it. She'll come through someone who once felt safe. Who's suddenly checking on you. But whose presence always made you feel a little heavy. That's not love. That's a signal. And now that you're activated, you'll feel it clearly. The energy won't lie. The body doesn't lie. Your spirit will whisper. Don't go back. Even if it looks like peace, it carries poison. This final attempt? It's spiritual warfare in disguise. And Michael says, if you ignore it, it will die permanently. This is where your discernment becomes your weapon. Because the real reward? It's not just your miracle returning. It's you keeping it. And to keep it, you must guard your gate. Don't answer everyone. Don't respond to everything. Don't revisit what heaven had to rip you away from. Instead, focus on what's growing now. Your glow. Your strength. Your spiritual insight. Your boldness. Your creativity. Your divine love life blooming from sacred soil. God is not just healing your past. He's replacing it with something so divine. You'll forget what betrayal even felt like. People will see your light and assume you had it easy. Let them. They weren't there when you cried through the spells. They didn't hear the silence after betrayal. They didn't see you bleed spiritually while smiling in the physical. But heaven saw it all. And God said. They kept going. I will now make the witch regret ever touching them. That's what's unfolding now. You won't have to prove yourself. God is proving it for you. The opportunities? They'll knock twice as loud. The invitations? They'll come from rooms you never applied to. The abundance? It will flow in ways that even banks will flag as unusual activity. But that's the thing. You are unusual. You are rare. You are divine. And now that you know what was hidden, you will never fall for it again. Because Archangel Michael has sealed your spirit with protection. And the witch? She's just become a warning to others. Don't ever mess with the chosen one. In the next 7 days, heaven will begin moving in ways that won't make sense to your logical mind but will make perfect sense to your spirit. You'll begin to see people retreat from your life without any reason. Don't chase them. You'll feel disconnected from certain habits, even things you once thought comforted you. Don't resist it. You'll wake up with strange energy, you'll be drawn to places, names, or numbers that echo something in your soul, and that is not a coincidence. That's Michael guiding your steps now. What was once instinct is now divine instruction. You won't need to overthink anymore, because your clarity is being returned to you. Your discernment will be so sharp that you'll walk into rooms and feel the truth before a single word is spoken. Your body will become a sensor. Your energy field will start rejecting things on its own. You'll no longer have to force anything, because when heaven starts releasing what was withheld, you'll realize that the blessing you were waiting for is far greater than the one you were begging for. You'll be standing in moments you used to cry for, and you'll wonder how it finally happened, and the answer will be simple: God heard you when no one else did. The witch tried to slow you down just long enough to make you settle. She knew if you started believing in yourself again, she'd lose her power entirely. That's why she kept throwing delays, silence, confusion, miscommunication, anything to make you question your worth. But that chapter is closed now. The season of spiritual attack is over. And now, Archangel Michael is pouring a new anointing over your life. You'll notice it by the way things flow. The same task that once felt exhausting will now feel effortless. The words will come back. The courage will return. The passion will flood your soul again. Your glow won't just be physical, it'll be spiritual. People will tell you they can feel something different about you, and they'll be right. What they feel is God's hand all over your life. What they sense is angelic oil being poured over your name, your work, your love, your voice. And when you enter the room, they'll instinctively respect you, not because of your title, but because of your presence. Your healed, chosen, elevated, protected, risen presence. But now comes the most important part of all. Heaven says there is one final spiritual key that must be spoken aloud to complete the miracle that started with this message. You don't need to shout it. You don't even need to explain it to anyone. But it must come from your lips, in private, in full sincerity. The words are this: God, I'm ready. I release the pain, the fear, the past, and I now fully receive what you've had waiting for me. I forgive the ones who were used against me, and I fully accept my divine protection. I'm ready to rise. I'm ready to see. I'm ready to become who you always saw me to be. Let it begin now. When you speak these words, even if with trembling lips, something in the spiritual realm will ignite like lightning. Angels will surround you. Protection will triple. The witch's final cords, if any were left, will dissolve completely. And most of all, your name will be marked in heaven as awakened. Untouchable. Unstoppable. From that moment forward, your dreams will start shifting. Your intuition will strengthen. Your past will stop echoing. And what's meant for you will start finding its way to you, fast. Because the witch didn't just fail, she accelerated your glory. Everything she tried to bury you with has become the soil for your elevation. And now the world will see the full garden bloom. All because you stayed. All because you didn't skip. All because you listened. All because you were chosen. Right now, as you're reading these words, something sacred is happening in the unseen. Heaven is holding a celebration in your name, not because you are perfect, but because you survived what was sent to destroy you. The witch tried to bury you in spiritual darkness, pain, delays, heartbreak, false friendships, financial ruin, emotional trauma, confusion so deep it made you question your own goodness. But you kept waking up. You kept hoping when it made no sense. You kept trusting a God you couldn't see but somehow still believed in. And that kind of loyalty doesn't go unnoticed in heaven. While you were crying in silence, angels were gathering around you. While people mocked your stillness, God was preparing your movement. And now, every second of pain is being converted into visible reward. You will not leave this season empty. You will not come out of this battle forgotten. You are walking out with gold, spiritual, emotional, financial, relational gold. Things are going to start falling into your lap in a way that makes people whisper, "How did they get that? How did that happen?" But you'll know the truth. It was never luck. It was never random. It was never coincidence. It was God. And He never forgot you. In the last few hours of this transformation, you're going to feel something strange and powerful. There will be an emotional release. Maybe you'll cry for no reason. maybe you'll laugh, maybe you'll suddenly feel like your body is lighter. That's the final shedding. That's the old soul contracts being cut, the spiritual warfare lifting off your back, the memories that used to haunt you being flushed out. What once held you prisoner is now trembling in fear. And the witch? She no longer has access. She'll try to peek into your life again. She'll try to find your energy, your name, your presence, but there will be a wall of fire around you now. And any attempt to reach you will spiritually backfire on her. Her own spells will haunt her dreams. Her own envy will turn to rot. God has declared you untouchable. Archangel Michael has placed his sword over your life as a permanent symbol that your protection is not temporary. It is eternal. The shift you're in now is not a moment, it's a new dimension. And you are going to live the rest of your life with clarity, purpose, power, and undeniable favor. The enemy knows it. Hell is afraid of it. And heaven is rejoicing over it. You will now begin to walk into places that were previously locked to you. You'll receive messages from people who forgot you, apologies, invitations, confessions. Doors will open with no explanation. Money will show up in strange timings. Creative ideas will pour into you like waterfalls. Your body will begin to glow. Your name will begin to rise. And your spirit will feel completely safe in your own body for the first time in years. You will walk into the next months with a softness and strength the world won't know how to explain. But the angels will. They'll say, "That's the one who chose faith over fear. That's the one who passed the test. That's the one who didn't scroll, didn't run, didn't skip, because they knew their miracle was hiding in this very moment." And they'll be right. Because, beautiful soul, you've made it. The battle is over. The witch is done. The chapter is closed. The light is here. And your life will never, ever be the same.